Hey guys, today we're diving into the world of mysterious creatures and unexplained phenomena that sometimes turn up right under our noses. Have you heard about those night crawlers? The real night wanderers that will make you see the world from a different angle. And we also have poltergeists on the agenda. They're sometimes so close that you don't even suspect it. But that's not all. We'll reveal what the tunnel, which locals whisper about, is hiding, and show you some unexpected footage from a football field where something really strange was spotted. Let's dive into these amazing stories together and find out what secrets they bring. The first case happened at the Cecil Hotel, which is located in Los Angeles. Here's the gist of the story. In 2013, student Elisa Lam went missing. Nobody understood what really happened to the girl. How can a person just disappear like that in the 21st century? Naturally, the police and activists immediately started reviewing all possible cameras to track where Elisa had been, what she was doing, and if anyone was around her. And what they saw on the footage shocked everyone. The last footage showing the student was recorded on the hotel elevator surveillance cameras where she was staying. And what they saw on the footage shocked everyone. The last footage showing the student was recorded on the surveillance cameras in the elevator of the hotel where she was staying. You can clearly see how strange she's acting. She's pressing the elevator buttons really frantically, peeking out like there's someone next to her. On top of that, you can see her gesturing a lot and talking to someone. But the strangest thing is that in the video, there's literally no one else but her. Even from other angles, there's literally no one else in sight. But the scariest part is that later her body was found on the roof of the hotel. By that time, she was already dead. She was found, strangely enough, in the water tank. Unfortunately, there were no cameras on the roof at that time, so it was unclear what or who killed her. And the next footage comes from California. Something incredible is happening there. So here's the deal. In 2007, a man captured some horrifying footage. You can see what's called night crawlers. Who are they? What are these creatures? I mean, they look really scary. If you try to briefly describe this footage, you probably won't find the words. Creatures with huge legs and small heads. From the video, they were moving around regular streets and yards. And it looks really creepy. Honestly, they remind me of the monsters from the game The Forest. A lot of people say it's all fake, and that these creatures don't actually exist. It's actually easy to believe in this. But here are the unexplained facts. The first videos, as I mentioned, appeared online in 2007. But after a whole 4 years, in 2011, new videos of these terrifying creatures surfaced. On top of that, people started going missing in the area where the footage was shot. This mostly happened at night, right when those clips were filmed. And the main thing is, there were no signs of violence or anything like that. So scary things are happening in that area. Do you believe in the existence of ghosts? Personally, I'm not really into that, but I found some pretty scary footage from Australia. Honestly, I don't really like this country. There are so many creatures there that are ready to kill you. And apparently, it's not just spiders, crocodiles, and snakes that are found there. Because something strange was happening in the store located in Canberra. Here's the thing. In 2013, surveillance cameras captured an astonishing moment. There was literally no one in the store, and for some reason, a glass jar that was sitting on the counter just moved by itself. Naturally, it fell and shattered. I think the people who were in the store at that moment, like the security guard or some other employee, must have been really freaked out. And everything would be fine. You could just blame it on some snake that slithered across the shelf. But after reviewing the footage from the last day, no one noticed anything strange. Another ghost was spotted in Bolivia. This time, it showed up in a very unexpected place, specifically at the Hernando Siles Stadium. The incident actually happened quite a while ago, back in 2014. And the scariest part is that it happened right during a soccer match. It's some pretty scary footage, so I suggest you get ready. In the video, you can notice something unusual. The cameras captured an amazing dark figure moving quickly through the stands. Watching this video, I got the impression that this ghost was literally running through people. What's even more chilling is the fact that a soccer fan died at this stadium in the past. This also happened during the match. They say he fell down the stairs in a freak accident and broke his neck. It is quite possible that he has been watching every match since then. And his ghost continues to live right in the stadium. Who knows what terrible things happen in this place when no one is there. I also found an article about some really curious guys who decided to visit this place at night when there was absolutely no one at the stadium. And for some unknown reason, one person from the group went missing. The scariest part is that his friends heard a terrifying scream. And then there was dead silence at the stadium. They say that guy still hasn't been found. Another incident happened this time in Ireland. An unusual phenomenon was spotted in the city of Cork. In the footage from the security cameras, you can see something incredible happening inside the building, as if someone is walking around and touching everything in sight. The video itself is dated from 2017. That's when these clips first appeared. It seems like they captured the actions of a real poltergeist. The lockers opened by themselves without any outside force, and then slammed shut with a loud bang. Objects were flying around the hallways, and on top of that, signs were falling down. The video itself is really impressive. But the most interesting part is, of course, the backstory of everything that's happening. There's a local legend about a terrible murder that took place right where this school is. And many years later, the ghost of the victim still walks the earth, giving everyone signs of its existence. The next footage shocked everyone in Texas. It was nighttime. A regular guy was just driving along the road on his errands, and he definitely didn't expect to encounter something incredible and terrifying. In 2015, a driver accidentally recorded a very strange and creepy creature. It ran across the road right in front of his car. The scariest part is that it definitely wasn't a person in a costume. The thing is, it's this really skinny creature with long arms and legs. And the main thing is, its eyes were glowing. The most surprising thing is that the driver, for some reason, stopped to take a look at this wonder. Personally, I would pretend I didn't see anything and just make a quick getaway. Apparently, he was really tired, so his survival instinct just shut down. In any case, he saw those horrifying images not just in person, but also at home, feeling completely safe. Who knows, maybe that thing was evil and aggressive. After watching dozens, if not hundreds, of videos, I started to believe in the existence of ghosts, especially when you're sitting home alone, with literally no one around. Because in those moments, strange things tend to happen quite often. It's especially scary to be home alone when there's literally no one around. After all, at such moments, strange things often happen. For example, you might hear something fall, or even the sound of a child crying. Now I'm scared to leave the house and I just sit in a locked room. And it's all because of the next video. It first appeared in local groups in Argentina. In 2016, a hospital security guard managed to capture the figure of a little girl on camera. You can clearly see the guard talking to someone, even though there's absolutely no one in the frame. That would definitely scare me pretty badly. But the scariest part happened next. The thing is, the next day, the hospital staff decided to find out who that was. They started checking literally every room and every patient. And here's the strange part. At that time, there wasn't a single child in the hospital. They started checking literally every room and every patient. And what's strange is that there wasn't a single child in the hospital at that time. This facility hadn't taken in any minors for a long time, so there physically couldn't have been a child there. No, but where did this girl come from then? Locals say that the hospital used to treat children and even perform complex operations. And there's a pretty sad and scary story here. So, there was this girl who started getting treated for something other than the illness she actually had. Because of that, all the doctor's efforts only made things worse for her. In the end, the girl was gone, and it's quite possible that it was her ghost. Because of this, all the doctor's efforts only made her worse. In the end, the girl was gone, and it is quite possible that it was her ghost. So, that's the news. Do you believe in ghosts? What about various mystical monsters? Personally, I'd be more inclined to believe in the first one. After all, stories about monsters are pretty common and can easily be debunked. Take, for example, the Loch Ness Monster. Once upon a time, a photograph was taken of an amazing creature that looked like a dragon or a dinosaur. But people quickly and easily dispelled this legend, although some people still believe in it. But there's this one little video that many conspiracy theorists and scientists are still looking into. Basically, in 2019, a drone captured something suspicious. In Loch Ness, right where those shots of the monster were taken, a strange shadow appeared. So, in 2019, a drone captured something suspicious. In Loch Ness, right where those shots of the monster were taken, a strange shadow appeared. It was so huge that it seemed like the creature casting that shadow was the size of a dinosaur. In general, while studying theories about this creature, I came across a ton of amazing discoveries. For example, this lake is connected to the ocean by underwater tunnels. So it's no wonder that many people start to think that the monster might actually exist. Honestly, I can believe that, since the world's oceans are pretty much unexplored by humans. Who knows, maybe there really are underwater monsters like the Megalodon or the Loch Ness Monster. Alright, let's get back to the video about ghosts. Because that's way more interesting, right? Honestly, I like them more than those creepy monsters that look like they're made of plastic. So, the next case happened in 2018 in Japan. And the creepiest part is that this video was filmed in one of the scariest places in the country. You've probably heard about the Kiyotaki Tunnel. It's a pretty long tunnel that's infamous for the number of ghosts. The thing is, it was built way back in 1929. If you've studied world history well, you probably know that back then, Japan wasn't exactly a leading country in the world. So, the working conditions during the construction of such massive projects were, to put it mildly, not the best. For that reason, quite a few people died during the construction. Unfortunately, it's almost impossible to find out the exact number. But they say the numbers are in the hundreds. I think that's why there could be a lot of ghosts there. There's another urban legend connected to this place. Inside the tunnel, there's a mirror. They say that if you see a ghost in it, a horrifying death awaits you. Torturous and painful. And before that, you'll be tormented by terrifying nightmares. Sounds creepy, doesn't it? And the scariest part is that this might not just be a legend, but a real truth. There have been several dozen cases where people went insane after visiting this place, and some even ended up taking their own lives. But the creepiest part one saved for last. In 2018, a guy managed to film himself driving through this tunnel in his car. It looked pretty creepy, especially when a cyclist rode by. So, did you notice anything off? Even before he showed up on camera, something was shining in the distance. What was that? Maybe there really are the ghosts of workers and other people in this place. Overall, it's a really creepy place. I wouldn't want to be there. Well, I guess it's about time for me to wrap things up, right? Oh right, I promised you a whole 10 videos with ghosts and monsters. Well, it's time to keep my promises. So let me show you another amazing and scary video that happened in one of the eastern countries. So, a group of guys decided to take a stroll through an old abandoned school. A long time ago, life was buzzing there, kids were learning, and everything was just great. But one horrifying event happened that led to the decision to close the school. On one of the school days, they found the body of a boy. It was decapitated. At that moment, no one understood who did it and why. To this day, it's still unclear if they found those responsible for that incident. But one thing I know for sure, After that incident, they closed the school. So the guys decided to take a walk in that very place, probably to reminisce about their school days. They filmed the whole walk. For what reason? It's unclear, maybe to capture that moment. And in one of the frames, you can clearly see a translucent figure moving towards them without a head. Most likely it was a ghost, since the guys didn't notice anything at all. They kept chatting like nothing happened, and there was absolutely no one in that room when the guys arrived. And only when they decided to rewatch the video they filmed did they see that ghost. Scary footage, right? So, what do you think of all these stories? Personally, I really like the ghost videos. It's really hard to believe that someone pulled this off so successfully and edited it. And even if they managed to pull it off, they must be real pros. By the way, do you know where else professionals are needed? In our team. Guys, you have a chance to join our team. If you have video editing skills, you can voice over videos in Russian, English, and other languages. Or if you write interesting scripts, we'd be happy to work with you. Message the Telegram bot. The link is in the description. And thank you for watching.